This is not just a story, it's the beginning of everything. And if you let it, it might just change your life. Brought to you by Note to My Past, where every word speaks to the soul. Would you leave everything behind? Your country, your family, your comfort, all for a promise you can't see, from a God you've only just heard Abram did. And from that single step of faith, the foundation of nations, kings, and salvation itself was laid. This is the beginning of the covenant where heaven touches earth and faith becomes a journey. The Lord spoke to Abram, "Leave your country, your people, and your father's household. Go to the land I will show you." No map, no guarantee, just a voice and a vision. The world worshipped idols made by hands, but Abram heard a voice no one else could see and chose faith over familiarity. God continued, "I will make you into a great nation. I will bless you and make your name great. You will be a blessing. All peoples on earth will be blessed through you." Abram was 75 years old. He could have said, "It's too late." He could have stayed in the safety of Haran, but he believed the voice and obeyed. He packed his tents, gathered his herds, and with the dust of Haran on his sandals, he walked. His wife, Sarai, walked beside him. His nephew Lot followed close behind. They left everything to follow the unseen God. Abram journeyed through Canaan, pitching his tent in the shadow of oaks and hills. At Shechem, God appeared again. "To your offspring I will give this land." Abram built an altar there. Not a tower, not a monument, just a quiet place to meet the God who led him. He moved from place to place, from Bethel to the Negev, never settling, always trusting. No walls, no city, no throne, only faith and a promise that echoed in his soul. Each night he looked at the stars, not as distant fire, but family. Not as far away, but destined. Every step he took felt like writing his name on land that belonged to a promise. But the journey wasn't easy. A famine struck the land. The promised soil turned dry and cracked. So Abram made a decision. He went down to Egypt. Fear crept in. What if they kill me because of Sarai? He thought. So he lied. He told the Egyptians she was his sister. His heart pounded with doubt. What if trusting God wasn't enough in this foreign land? The man of faith told a lie. Pharaoh took Sarai into his palace, and though Abram's faith had faltered, God's protection never did. Plagues struck Pharaoh's house. The truth came out. Pharaoh sent Abram away with wealth, cattle, and shame. And as they left Egypt, carrying silver, cattle, and regret, God reminded Abram, his promises don't depend on perfection. Abram returned to Canaan, richer, wiser, quieter. But with blessings came tension. His herds grew. So did Lot's. Quarrels broke out between their shepherds. The land could not support both. Abram, the elder, had the right to choose. But in humility, he said to Lot, "If you go left, I'll go right. If you go right, I'll go left." Lot looked out and chose the fertile plains near Sodom. It was beautiful, but dangerous. He pitched his tents near a city of sin. Lot saw the glittering cities and fertile land, but not the danger that hid behind beauty. He chose what looked good, while Abram trusted what God said would be. And Abram stayed behind, not with the best land, but with the best promise. After Lot departed, God spoke again. "Lift up your eyes, look north and south, east and west. All the land you sigh will give to you and to your descendants forever." God told him, "Walk through the land. Every step you take, I will make it yours." Abram stood in silence, the wind in his beard, the promise of nations in his heart. This was not just land. It was legacy. Abram built another altar, another place to worship, another stone laid on the path of trust. What began with a step became a nation's story, and a covenant that would one day bless the whole world. Abram didn't know the path, but he knew the voice. He failed. And that's what faith is, not perfection, but obedience in motion. You may not know where you're going, but if God says, "Go," will you trust Him enough to move? Because when we leave everything behind for God, we gain far more than we ever imagined.